I felt very pessimistic after this afternoon's talk on Dukkha. I love life. I think what we experience here on earth is beautiful and should be celebrated, not lamented, as a temporary suffering until we move on. Perhaps my pessimism is based on my misunderstanding of the core concept. Is there an easy, quick way to guide me in the right direction? I think the best way for me to answer this is to answer with sankhara dukkha, right? The dukkha of conditioned existence. You don't move to want to get out of samsara without a couple things. The first thing is disenchantment. And by disenchantment, I'm not talking about aversion. Oh, the world sucks. I can't stand people. Was a good thing. The definition of hell is other people. Sometimes you see monks that are like that. I don't know. I can't subscribe to that. That's not a disenchantment. That is an aversion. Disenchantment is seeing it all, what you would be considered the good and the bad, and saying, there's something better. This is nice. This is good. But I see and I think that there's something better. I'm going to go for that. When you start to see that, when you have the unsatisfactoriness of conditioned existence, you look to go beyond that. You don't want to, you don't take pleasure in what you used to take pleasure in before. It's kind of one of the Buddha uses the simile of a sandcastle. When children are playing with the sandcastle, they love it, and it's amazing, and they're so happy about it. But then once they're done with it, once they don't have any more desire for it, they destroy it. They don't give a crap about it anymore. Like a child with a toy, right? A child loves their toy, and then these days, the next week there's another toy, and they're like, the toy that they loved is now thrown in there in the corner, and they never play with it again. So that is what a disenchantment is, a dispassion. You don't have this. You don't take the same amount of enjoyment in something that others still do, and you see something like the Buddha's offering you something better, and you say, well, you know what? I'm going to go for that. I'll use myself as an example. I had a very wonderful lay life. I had a career. I had my own business. I traveled. I had no complaints in terms of what somebody would say. If somebody would want a good lay life to not complain about, I had it. I still gave it up to follow this. And it's because I saw the possibility for something better. It's not because I hated the world. It's not because, if you have wonderful experiences on the planet, there are wonderful experiences on the planet. But when you reach a point, in the sutras it's called dust in your eyes. In the beginning, the story goes that the Buddha became awakened, and he looked and he saw everybody, and he says, I'm not teaching. That's going to be a pain in the butt. I'm just going to chill, and then I'm just going to pass away and be gone. And, so the story goes that, somebody came, or a guide came, or he saw, it depends on the story. But then he said that he saw that there's people with little dust in their eyes who would be lost if I didn't teach. So he said, you know what? Okay, I'm going to teach. So he went out and he taught. So the reason why I love dukkha being thought of as difficult to bear is because it meets you where you're at. For most people, difficult to bear is old age, sickness, and death. For some people, difficult to bear is all of conditioned existence. So wherever you're at, it's okay. It's okay that there's good things on this planet. It's okay that there's people doing good things and all these kind of experiences. But it depends on where you're at, and it depends on the different levels.